So if you're with me live, welcome. Just gonna wait for this to come up in my feed so I can make sure the camera's straight. Hard to tell otherwise. Okay. Not too bad. I'm just gonna pull this in. There we go. There's a line there I need. So anyway, sorry about that. That's always a pain when you have to fix the camera, especially after we go live. I think that's good. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. Need to go up a little bit yet. It's different. The reason this is such a pain is it's different when I'm live, like how YouTube looks at it compared to how I need the camera when I'm doing a live. So let's hope that's all resolved now. So, okay. I'll double check it once I get the video. I can see the video. So anyway, tonight I'm going to scrapbook these 4 photos of my grand son and his mom. And I still don't have this even. Oh, you guys, sorry. There we go. I think that's a little better. Anyway, of my grandson, oldest grandson, M1, and his mom, and I love that photo of them. And there's a big fish here because they both love to fish. And this was last summer. They take a vacation up to a lake every year, and that's where this took place. So this photo of them is so cute, and I wanted to really think about popping those colors, kind of maybe figuring that out. And they both have kind of blues on in stripes. So I thought of this paper, which is from Jen Hadfield, My Bright Life. I've been scrapbooking with some Jen Hadfield this afternoon. So I like this paper because I think it echoes the stripes. I also like the orange. This is a Bella Boulevard paper. This is the Bella Besties in, I can never remember, Hearts and Ombre. It's just orange. Sorry, I didn't know if they had, because they have like Macintosh's red and different colors. So anyway, I like how that plays with the colors in the sky here, but blue and orange are complementary colors as well. So that's really a nice way to pop things. And then the other thing, just as I was sitting down, I was thinking I wanted another color, and he has an aqua in his shirt. So I'm thinking that might be a nice color as well. Just kind of testing to see. I think you lose this a little bit more if you look at, if you lose the photo a little bit more if we use aqua as the photo mat. Hey, Sue. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Memorial Day Friday for those of you who are in the United States. So I think that's not the right color. I'm just going to grab this in a full piece. I think I have a full piece of it anyway. That's one of the petite prints from Doodlebug. And I've noticed Shamel has really been using those lately. I have loved these things for years because they're so versatile with, you know, the two-sidedness of them. So back to this again. I think if we put these on here, you lose some of the pop of those photos. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So there's so much blue in here. I think it's starting to fade. I liked it on the stripe because I think it's pulled back from that stripe enough that you get it, but I want to try it on this orange and look at how those photos pop. Oh man. Wow. I knew they were going to, I just didn't know that how much they were going to. So look at the difference in that. So I'm thinking I don't want a huge border just because these photos are, they're not 4x6s, they're like 5 3/4. but I'd like to see at least one row of hearts here. And I don't know which of these two is going to end up being the background paper and which is going to end up being the another complementary paper in here, but I'll figure that out as we go. I am placing these a little strategically. One of them, this one, this line of sight here goes to the left, so I want that on the right side. This one, he's almost looking straight on, but she's looking a little bit to the right, so I'm going to put that on the left. And then I have the two sort of sunset pictures here. Again, she's taller, so more of a sight to your right, so that can go there. And then he's almost straight on up here, so I think that's okay to let that one stay where that is there because he's almost straight on. So that's kind of how I decided how to place my photos. I think that's really important to kind of pay attention to, because sometimes when you're uncomfortable and you're not sure what's wrong with your layout, it might be just the way the photos are actually positioned that might do it. Now, it's also fine if you don't pay attention to that, because you should always do what makes you happy. But I will tell you, I was looking at a photo of a beautiful layout that somebody did the other day on one of the Facebook groups or blogs or something. I don't remember which. And it was beautiful, but something, I don't know, I was just a little uncomfortable about it. And I realized it was because of the position of the photos. And that's it. Wasn't a bad layout. Didn't make it like a horrible layout. It was perfectly fine to go into a scrapbook, but it was just that little extra bit of detail that I think would have helped. Okay, so now I can just, this is kind of what I originally intended to do. I'm going to pull this pink strip off because I don't want to look at that as I'm trying to decide how these papers are going to go. That will be very distracting. So this is Jen Hadfield, My Bright Life. I think I said that already now that I think about it. So anyway, so there's that. And I actually like kind of the way that sits with this as the background, the navy as kind of a supporting paper, and then the orange is the framing paper. What I could do here is do something like what I often do, where I use that kind of 1/3 kind of background here, because this is so tall. To do anything else, it would almost have to be where I think I did something like this, where I just used this as kind of a what I want to say, I used it as a chunk here, and you could see a little bit of the stripe on either side is kind of what my other thought is. But I think if I pull this and just pull a, do a like a 4.5 inch piece of that, I think that'll look really nice. So I'm going to take the bottom off of this. It's kind of a variation on the 1/3, 2/3 layouts that you see me do all the time. So, and look at that, just because it's all blue. So it's probably a little harder to see this on my desk because my mat is almost the same color, but you can get it there. All right, so let me get a chunk of this. And I think I'm going to try 5, just because these papers are so wide here. Or these pictures are so wide. And see how I like that. And I think I'm going to take another 1/2 inch off and do 4.5. And I'll save this extra 1/2 inch. That would make a great border. If you know how sometimes I like to put a little border along these. So you could do that. You could almost do this as well too, if you wanted to. But I think I don't love the way this is navy on this side and white on this side, so I'm going to go back here. Hey, Nancy. Happy Friday. So I'm just going to try this. I tend to like it with my darkest color on the bottom. And when I was just watching, Shamel was doing something with an ombre. Can you tell I've been watching a lot of Chamel videos today as I was scrapbooking? I was catching up on the color class. But one of the things she said is that when she does an ombre, she likes the top to be lighter than the bottom to be the darkest and then ombres up to the lightest color, and I feel kind of the same way. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over here. Now, I didn't have any idea what I was going to want to, like, you know, do for, if I could only think, for embellishments. That's the word I want, embellishments. So I just looked sideways. I have that really cute orange heart there that could work with this. And I'm just gonna look. I have these little stickers here. This is an old Amy Tangerine set that are kind of watercolory, which don't really go with this per se, but I think it'll be okay. Always have lots of hearts and that kind of stuff from LA Studio. So I have some orange here. I might want to get a brighter orange. I did just get this set of puffy stickers with cameras as well. If I wanted to do like a camera somewhere, like this, oh, here, this would be really cute. There's a little phrase here that says, "This photo says it all," and then this one says, "Picture perfect." There's a look at that smile and a take my picture. So I think any of those could work really well, and maybe I won't use these because of that, but maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also thinking maybe I want a little bit, you know, there's such a small area here, but I think if I had this much showing, I wouldn't be as concerned about it, but I think it looks funny to just see that little bit of white up there and the little bit of blue down here. So I'm going to grab my washi tape quick. And I don't know if I'm going to have a good orange for this, but I'm going to grab a couple and see if any of these works. So this is nice, but I don't love that. That's really the wrong orange. This is kind of a funny orange too. This is probably the best of the oranges, but I don't think I like that. Although I was going to say I don't think I'd like this design with this, but it does add scallops. So maybe you could call that a wave. Maybe. I'm also going to look to see what I have for thin tapes. So this is a pretty good thin tape. I'm not going to want to use that because of the stripe. Hey, Tammy, hello. So I'm going to just check and see what I think of this. It might be too much pattern, and I have to watch because I actually have painted nails, you guys. And really, I wouldn't even need to run this all the way down, but let's see if I let this show. I have to be careful though, because back to the painted nail thing, because my polish will come off if it gets too sticky. It's kind of a simple thing, but I don't like the papers are very bold and graphic, and this is not. Hey, Barb. Happy Friday. So this is not bold and graphic like the papers are. So I think I'm going to go to that really thin orange tape. And this, I believe I got it Hobby Lobby. And what I'll probably do is just do 2 rows side by side. And then I'm just kind of looking at these sheets. I could use the black cameras. I also could grab some blue hearts from somewhere. That's another thing. I think also when I use this tape, if it's on a bolder pattern like this, I tend to put 2 pieces down. And honestly, if this is not perfectly lined up there, it doesn't matter, because this is going to be hidden mostly by the group of photos there. So I've had a lovely day. I've been off all day for the weekend. I was off yesterday and today, so it's been lovely. And this afternoon, I took myself to see the Downton Abbey movie. So I was hanging out. I just decided, you know, I have a really good friend that I would probably see it with, who's really into it as well. But I just thought, you know, I'm not really doing anything. It's been a cool day here. So I just thought, you know what? I think I'm going to the movie. And I did. And it was lovely and wonderful. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It is wonderful. Okay. So I think that's pretty good. Now, the one thing here that I'm a little concerned about is how am I getting a title on this layout? Because it's pretty tight. You know, I don't have a lot of room. I have, you know, space right here. Oh, hey, Moira, good to see you. We've missed you. Although I have not been at lives myself as much as I would have liked. And so I have some space here. I've got space up here probably. And then I think I'm going to position this probably like this. So I have space here. So I could do it here. So maybe a cluster here or a cluster here to kind of start it out. And when I think about it, I have some LE Studio labels that are aqua. I think I have a sheet of those. Yes. So that might be something nice to put over here. Is my kind of thought. And I could put a grouping of them up here if I wanted to. And then maybe a small one here. And then I have these as well. So as I'm thinking, obviously I'm thinking about this as I'm doing this. So maybe I was thinking like bigger label up here. Now I think I'm going to have to tuck them in here because this picture is pretty tight to that. So just, if I thought about it going around a corner here, can I make that happen in the limited space I have here? And I think that works. Also I might play with it this way too. I don't need a lot of journaling here. That part's not a big concern for me. Let's bring this down even a little bit further than it was. Okay, so I'm kind of liking that, just that little cluster there. And then before I get too committed, so I'm thinking this might need to come up a little bit. Hey, Shannon, welcome. Seriously, welcome. Shannon just said she just joined. So definitely a big welcome to you. Okay, so I'm not going to use much of that one, and I'm thinking I'm just going to lay this right there. Okay. So that line, I want that line of that label to sit above that connection between the blue and the white there. So then, because I have something here, I want to come down here and add something in there. And I could also then probably do like a heart or something. So I'm going to glue this, well, not the majority, but just kind of tack it a little bit here. Okay. And then I have that, this photo says it all. And I think I like this because, I don't know, this is not the same blue as the blue in his shirt, but it just feels like it's another pop of another blue. So I really like that. But again, I'm going to be dealing with a really tight space here. And let's see, this one has this kind of a corner on it because There's notched corners and straight corners on these, and then kind of like the clipped corner, which is the one I have. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So can I get this? This is the problem with these LA Studio. I love these, but be careful because you have to make sure that you like where it's going. And maybe what I'll do is move the label in a little bit. Because once it's down, it's down. Every time I pick it up, it pulls more stuff off there. Okay. Yeah, that's getting so close to the bottom there, or the line here. Okay, I think I've got it. Nope. It's a little close to the bottom of the layout for me. So what I'm going to do, because you're not going to see the top of this label, I'm just going to snip it here. And maybe I'll use it for a date, but I'm not worried about having it for anything in particular. And then because it's going to hide behind that, I think it'll be fine. And then that way, I think it'll work better this way. I want to get this edge right here. Okay, that works. Now I also I have this really tiny one. If I wanted to echo the kind of rectangular shape plus the circle shape, I could do that. Maybe that. Yeah, and I'm okay with the way that looks. Okay, so that's down, that's down. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the title down here. I think I have orange letter stickers, though, now that I think about it. Let me grab my letter stickers. I'm pretty sure they're in a big basket. Let's see. I want to say I have them from Doodlebug, maybe. Yes. Oh, I have Bella Boulevard and KI Memories. How many of you have been scrapbooking long enough to remember KI Memories? Okay. So I think they're all a pretty good match. This is actually the Bella Boulevard Alpha, but it's a little bit shorter, and I think I want a little bit bigger alpha. So I'm going to try to use these, and I am going to be very brave tonight and not put this on any sort of wax paper or anything. I'm just going to do it. I have a couple of these that I obviously took off for something else and try to use those first. Okay. There we go. So this is the Doodlebug Sunshine, and I'm almost positive that I got these to go with the Chamel kit. Sue says she remembers KI. Yeah, they had such cute product. I've been scrapping, well, I've been scrapping my whole life, scrapbooking my whole life, but scrapping, as in how we do it now, is about, I did a book for my grandfather, I think in 2003, if I remember correctly. And then it all went crazy. I did a trip to Ireland in 2000, and that sent me back to a scrapbook store, and after that there was no going back. Okay, so these are pretty thin letters, so I'm going to use my my little tweezers here because it's just easier to place them. Okay. And here we are spelling backwards. So if you see a spelling mistake, let me know before I get too far. I'm okay with that. I should be able to spell forward and backwards. Is anybody playing Wordle? So since I'm, you know, identifying letters and things all the time without not in proper orders or spelling backwards, or I don't know, all sorts of different ways to look at that. Sue's been scrapbooking since 2007. How about the rest of you? If you feel like chatting. I always find it interesting when people got in, like back, oh gosh, when I first started scrapping, there were gazillions of scrapbook magazines that would come out at the beginning of the month, and I would comb those. That's how I really learned to scrapbook, is by reading scrapbook magazines. 2005 for Moira. And okay, so quality time here, but that feels a little short because there's all this space here. So I think I'm going to just do like some quality time is what I'm going to call this one. And that was back in the days, if you're in the US, that Barnes & Noble was really huge. And they had a fantastic magazine collection, or selection, not collection. So I'd go roam this, you know, get those. And then there were all the special issues, and oh my gosh, back in the day. Now, I mean, I was at a local scrapbook store the other day that is not too far away from where I work. And, oops, I need an O, not an I. And I don't think they've updated their selection since before COVID. And that just makes me sad because I'm, you know, concerned about what's going to happen to them. And if they go, then the only scrapbook store left is a scrapbook and stamp store, and it's very highly stamp focused. But I did notice they're carrying Doodlebug, and they seem to be carrying like at least embellishments from them, but they don't really carry embellishments from anybody else, and they don't usually bring in whole collections. So Sue says she misses her magazines and her local scrapbook stores too. Yeah, I do too. I go online a lot of times because I can't get what I want anymore here, which is sad. So if you have a local scrapbook store, treat it well, go visit them. Okay, so there we go with some quality time. I think that some is a little too close, so I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Just get a little bit more. Okay, Nancy said it's around 2,000 for her. I always find it kind of cool. And my first scrapbook was basically, you know, stickers, a little bit of nice paper every so often in the layout, but not much. Lots of stickers. I think and a stamp. I had a stamp of a clover, which I don't even remember seeing any clovers when I was in Ireland, now that I think about it. Okay, so that works, I think, a little bit better now with some quality time. And this does have some little open hearts that I could use if I wanted to bring some orange down here with the alpha, with the sticker alpha, but I'm going to look for some hearts from Ellie's studio and see if I can find some there. Because if I find them there, then I think that'll be good. Oops, here's some orange. There we go. And I think this is a better orange match than the other one was. The other orange is a little bit more fall oriented. And it's like a little bit, you know, darker, but it's not too bad. Let's see. This one's going to be a little tricky, I think. Maybe not so much if I place it like that. little tricky. I want to cover that join there. Maybe if I use a smaller one here, let's see. There we go. And then I don't have the tiny, tiny ones. Okay, so maybe one, I think just one. And then I can always grab some enamel dots. What kind of oranges do we have in that? So this is really not the yellowy orange there. So I'm going to quick look and see if I have where I put my enamel dots together. And I just found something. I forgot I did this. Obviously, I haven't used my Nuvo drops in gold because I put them in my little basket here when I went on my scrapbook weekend, which was a month ago. And they were still in there. Okay, so now I have dots. Most of them are big. And let's see. There's 4 different colors here because these are not the same as these. So I guess we're going to start. That's just too big, even if I hide them. So we'll do one there. I am going to end up leaving a little space here. Let's see. Maybe off there somewhere. Maybe that's what this needs to happen with this, is it's a little further away there, or even down there. There we go. And then this is a smaller cluster, so I think I'm just going to bring that small one down there, and then I'll use another one of this little medium-sized one down here. So there we have a couple of dots there. And these are these are mostly Doodlebug, just in case you have a question about what that is. It's just they're all combined. All right. So I think this is done. The one thing, if I could do this over again, is I think I would do this cluster down here and run the title that way. I feel like the title's falling, honestly, right now, but these are already on here and I'm not going to worry about it. So I would have done this with the cluster here and a cluster here, basically, if I was going to look at this and go, okay, could I improve that in any particular way? But it's not worth destroying pictures for me, and it will be fine. You know, this is one of, I don't know how many gazillions of layouts in these books. I was a little concerned that I would never get 2021 done, and I was feeling, and I hate this word, and I really hate it when I feel this way, I was feeling behind, and thanks Moira, and there is no such thing. There really isn't behind, because whatever is done, and that's way more than if you didn't have anything done, right? So you scrapbook what you like, and you do what you like, and leave it like that. And I think I don't know if any of you missed this when I was on last week, but we were talking about Rachel Reynolds passing away, and one of the things that I did on Thursday last week when I found out is that I scrapbooked, because I was reminded that anything that I get done is better than nothing. And this kind of a layout, I won't talk to them per se, because this is more about the fact that my oldest grandson's love language is definitely quality time. But they're going to know how much I love them because of whatever's done. So I think that's so important for us to keep in mind and keep that all in perspective, is just whatever you have done is good enough, and don't worry about where you are. So I had to have a little talk with myself about there is no such thing as being behind Kelly. So I'm just organizing a little bit on my desk, because I'll do another layout for you guys tonight, because especially since that one went so fast. So yay for that. But anyway, so that's a little reminder to all of us. But I also think it's a reminder about how important what we do actually is to the people we love, to tell our stories and their stories and that kind of thing. I mean, I scrapbook because I love doing it, but boy, that helps. The other thing I'm going to do, just so I don't forget, and this is a Rachel technique, is take with letter stickers like this so they don't come up, because some of them have a tendency to do that, brayer them down, and they won't do that then. So yeah, I'm seeing an I agree from 3 of you at least, and I'm sure it's just a good reminder for us. Okay, so there's that one. And then I think I'm going to do this because I pulled out another picture of M number 3 with 2 little friends, because from last year, because she was all about wanting to have friends. But there's 2 little girls on it, and one of them you can see her face, and I don't have her parents' permission to scrapbook her, so I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for when I just do on my own. Okay, so here's M number 3, and this is, and I'm just going to write myself a note so I don't forget what the date on that photo was that I just scrapbooked, because otherwise I will. And you can barely even see this. Oh, that's a Cricut pen, that's why. That wasn't really meant to write on there. Close enough, though. That way I won't forget. Anyway, so this photo, Grandpa brought, so you guys see her all the time with the little bows in her hair, and Grandpa brought her a pack of 10 bows, and she wanted them all in her hair. I don't know that she got them all in there, but she got a lot of them in her hair there. So I think that's really cute, and I'm going to pull this out. I don't have no idea what color I'm using yet, but it's a reminder to me to use some different bows, and maybe I'll like run them down the side or something like that, like a couple of different colors, because let's see how many different colors I have here. A lot. That's the answer. These Bella Boulevard bows are older, definitely older product. There's a pink, and I think that's it. The other thing I could do is, if I don't use those, I have all these cute clips, and I have those in colors too. So I could do some sort of thing with that. So I'm going to put those to the side, but this will be a reminder that I want to use bows. And then, since I've been scrapbooking with the Jen Hadfield collection all afternoon, if I think about it, I'll show you the other 3 layouts I did this afternoon. I'm going to pull some papers out from those collections and see what I can come up with, if there's anything that I really like that I think is appropriate for this. And she has such pretty papers. It's kind of a nice background. I like that, but it's awfully busy for this layout, especially if I'm thinking about putting a lot of bows on it. I think I should go with something a little bit less busy. Just kind of running through papers here. So my idea is thinking about, like, if I put a strip down here and then put bows, so I'd almost need 3 different pieces of paper. If I can find 3 that work. So now you guys get to see me actually rifle through paper. So this one is pretty busy, but I do like the that this pattern here is smaller, and I like that I could make it work with some of the colors I have here. So it would be easy to use pink bows. I do have more green. I think this is the only one of this color I have. And here's another green that actually goes really well with this. So I could do something here with these and use that paper. And she's got like an aqua, a red, and a pink in here. So that makes me feel like that. I'm not sure that that's going to actually work, but that's an idea right there. And then I'm going to say, this is really more red than pink, but I'm pretty sure I have pink paper somewhere. like in that big stack kind of next to me. I did see there was a pink pattern and not the dots in here. I took apart my patio party, finally took apart my patio party paper pad because I finally had used enough. So hey Harmony, good to see you. Okay, and I'm not finding that piece of paper I was thinking about. I wonder if it's still in here and I didn't see it. Maybe that's what it is. Sorry guys, I'm looking in my little paper envelope here. We could use all the stripes tonight. So that's actually kind of cute. And then find a pink paper. There. Oh, here. This is the pink I was thinking of, I think. So that could actually be kind of cute. Now, I will need some journaling space for this for sure because I have to talk about how Grandpa bought these for her. And then I'm going to pull, I do have stickers to go with this collection, and I do have die cuts as well. They're not going to be anything about hair though, but we'll figure out, see if we can make something work here. And then I thought they have, part of one of these collections is very recipe driven. I was going to say, like, I could turn that. Only problem is that if I do that, it makes those go upside down. But then I could do something like cutting that off. So that card is a possibility for some journaling. And then I just think I have tons of journaling pieces from this collection. So I'll take a look at that in just a second. The other one I had kind of looked at before the pictures I was going to scrapbook, and so had some idea of papers I was going to use at least. This one, no idea. We're just going in cold, so you're getting actual real time what it looks like when I scrap, when I don't fast forward everything. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of 2x2 squares here. Let's see. I'm growing every day is cute. Let's see. I like the you are good enough, but not for this layout. And more squares. This is kind of nice. The Celebrate You tag is. Oh, and here's just a pink stripe, except if I use this, that's probably not going to look so nice. This one could work though too. Okay, so I'm going to just chop this. And grab these pink and extra pink and green bows here. I'm going to pull this so maybe I can use that as a piece too. Okay. Almost done, guys. Sorry. One of the things I love about my trimmer is it will take really tiny pieces of things off. Okay, so we have this, and then this. And then if I do this, I'm going to do another 1/3, 2/3 layout. The other option I have is kind of combining some of these on that background. So that might work too. Just gonna cut this so that I have room here, I think. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do the background of this one in a big background piece. Maybe. Like I've been using a lot of those 1/3, 2/3 layouts lately. Did you ever get in that? Harmony, do you really need one? If you do, PM me your address in all seriousness, because I think I have at least one pack of them, if not another one, in all seriousness. Yeah, I have a pack of 4, so I can send you a bow with no problem. Okay. I will, though, someday when I run out of these, have to find more bows, because I love scrapbooking with her, with the bows. And it was cute. We ran in, I took her to a wildlife zoo a couple weeks ago, and it's about 45 minutes from where I live, probably an hour and 15 minutes from where they live. And we ran into her teacher, and her teacher said, "Oh, I saw this little girl with these bows in her hair, and there's only one little girl that I know of with bows in her hair like that." And it was cute. So yeah, I think I really like the idea. I do too, Moira, and I might be thinking about going back to that. It just feels like this is really dark here on top of that light. That's a problem I usually have. So I kind of really like that. All right, I'm just gonna do it. They all look different. Is anybody gonna go back into their scrapbooks and say, "Oh my gosh, Grandma used that same design all the time"? Can you pop like your email in the comments, but don't do like @? You know, just write, like, type it out or something, and then I'll send you a little note, or send it to you. Or you can do mine too. Actually, yeah. That's right, I forgot about that. We'll figure that out. Oh, cute. Okay, so we have 1/3, 2/3. We were talking about picture positioning before. She's looking to the left, so she's going to be on the right side here. Now, here's the question. What do I want to use? Do I want to just do like a small picture and this? Nope, needs to go like this. I like it better this way. And then I think I like this idea, just some more black and white. It goes with that. Harmony, I can even comment in one of your comments from my regular videos too, and I can pop my email in there. Okay, so then I think I'm going to chop it about here. And then I need to go back to that idea of that bow down. Okay, we're going to be chopping some more. Actually, I'm just going to cut this to make it easier. Then I don't have to chop too much anyway. Okay. And really, depending on how these work, be able to get, let's see, and then when I use these, a lot of times I do what I'm going to do here, and that's leave them on there. Okay, so that color won't work for here. Maybe I'll only do the 2 colors instead of adding, although this is really pretty with this. Except it might look really funny if I only have one, because I only have one of these left. What I was starting to say when I got distracted was that I like to leave the plastic backing on them. Let's see. Kind of trying to figure out where to put these. Yeah, I can tell you already I'm not going to love this because there's so much going on here. And let's see, maybe it's just 3 bows. 4 bows? Yeah, I'm going to have to go with yeah, I do like the fact that the way these are constructed of the felt. Okay, so this is probably going to have to come up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I think do that. Hide the join in the paper with the bows. And then here's what I'm going to run into though. That actually I have a green one here because of the pink. And I really want to pull this up. There we go. I didn't want this to be quite as high as it is, but I think I'm going to have to do that. I don't think I can do only 5 bows or 4 bows. That would look funny to me. Okay, I'm going to just pull this off. They come with a little sticky thing on the back. I might end up taking that off. In the end, and maybe this is what I'll do is I'll layer them. What she's doing there isn't as important as the bows themselves. Okay, so I think I have that where I want it. So let's get it glued down on one side at least. So this bowl that's here, I'm not going to worry about. And this isn't even sticky anymore. Okay. That is one thing I've noticed about these is that little piece often doesn't stay sticky. So I'm going to take it off of here. I've used glue dots here. It's just harder to get the glue dots to stay on. So then I just use my ATG here. Okay. All right, and then this, now I can get down because I kind of know where this all needs to be placed. Let me even pull this down just a little bit farther. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put my title up there, and if I can find some small green letters, that would be perfect. And I'm just eyeing this to try to make sure that it's semi-straight. Okay, so we have those down. Now the next thing to do, because they're pretty close to each other here. I was going to try to get that there, but I think I have more room up here. just going to position these, and I'll take them, that backing off once I get them on here. Just eye them. And yay for using up product here. I kind of like how the green is really prominent, but pulling the pink in there. Okay, so that should be good. So I'll have a little space at the top, but I'm fine with that. Get these kind of overlapping there. Yikes. Everything is sticking tonight. Okay. Sorry, this is probably like watching paint dry, guys. The little foam squares that they have in the back of these don't stick to anything until you don't want them to stick, right? I have had, they're kind of tied with a little piece of felt here. I have had those come apart when I've gone back and looked at layouts. So that is the only thing I don't love. Okay, we've got a little weird corner going on there, but I'm not going to worry about that so much. So, okay, that I think is my favorite border I have ever done. Super, super cute. And now I could come in, I have this little piece of border here, and just pop that in underneath, just for a little extra something on the layout. I just saw this. And I actually kind of like that there's another transition there. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's just the strip from this paper. Ah! Back to everything is sticking except for when I want it to. That's our life. So one of my big things I did yesterday is I put away like 100 layouts. They'd been stacking up, and I was having people over last night, and I thought, not that they would have cared or noticed, they were on, the layouts were just sitting on top of the place where I keep my scrapbooks, but I didn't want them just sitting out. Okay, so this, I'm loving, thank you, Sue. I'm loving the way this is looking now, too. Okay, and then I'm just going to get, I have bows everywhere sticking to everything now. Oh my goodness, too funny. Yay for using up border strips, right? And I'm just going to pop this one in here. I just like, there's something about, you know how I like to put transitions in? I like this little pop of color right here. I'm going to try to get this to stick under here. There we go. It's not, you don't see much of it, but it's kind of cute the way that worked out. All right, look at that. Fun, fun. Then, so now I'm thinking the title just right up there. And I probably, you guys, I'm not going to embellish anything else because that, like another bow would take away from the border. What I might do is maybe some enamel dots, but I think I might leave it really, really plain. So, so Harmony said she likes my nails, so I'll pop them up there for you. It is a special occasion. I have a 5-day weekend, and because I can't do my nails normally because I'm a massage therapist, when I have a 5-day weekend, I color them. And what it is it's 2 things of Color Street nails. So it's an aqua, and then it's a clear piece. Oops, need to get that where you can see it. Clear with a silver sparkle on it. And that's what it is. So I had fun doing those yesterday. Okay, well I think I found a really cool color for these, but I don't think I'm gonna have the right letters. Darn, that would have been great, but I do not, because I'm gonna need R's and E's, and those do not exist there. So yeah, so I love when I get to do my nails. Oh, I could also use, I'm not even thinking, because this green is not that green, so I could pull in, maybe I have it in this alpha, which is, you know, another LA Studio alpha, because you can never have too many of these puffy alphas, can you? Ooh, and I have enough, so that is cool. So, yep, that's a good match to that green, so we'll do that. Barrettes, 2 T's, right? And I only have 1 on this sheet. Darn it. Well, that means I need to make a T. And I think doing it out of an L is easy. Well, Moira, if Mom called, you need to answer the phone. Yes, 5-day weekend, yay. I usually do a 5-day weekend on Memorial and Labor Day in the US. It started because I would go what we call going up north, which means going to northern Wisconsin. That's something if you live in Wisconsin, you know. So I would do that with some friends, but we can't do it this year because her sister is ill. But I still take the time off because, you know, work hard, take the time off. So, and I enjoy that. So, boyfriend and I are going to go to a farmer's market tomorrow. And then a local fireworks company has what they're calling a test show to kind of, I think what they're doing is for their clients. Okay, this looks a little weird. They're like doing a show so that clients can see what they offer, and they're doing it in a park, local park. So I think we're going to do that tomorrow night, and then we may not. Who knows? But farmers market tomorrow will be the first farmers market of the season. We probably won't. We don't. Especially this year, there's probably not going to be a lot of vegetables and things there because it's been cool here. We're a couple weeks behind in our growing season for sure. So the strawberries that would be here mid-June are probably not going to be till late June. There we go. And I know that there's a lot of farm fields around here that haven't, there's a lot of corn in my area. We do sweet corn that you eat. Just thought about that. Maybe not everybody does that. So there's a lot of farmers that haven't even put their crops in for, we grow a lot of soybeans and corn around here. Just because it's so late. It's going to be warm tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to getting out on my deck and reading. Okay, then we just need the B. And I think it was a 10-pack of barrettes. I'm just thinking about that. Is that really what it was? Yes. So I'm going to have to probably... Something looks funny, guys. Is barrettes B-A-R-E-T-T-S? Tell me if I'm spelling that wrong. And then The problem is I usually check my spelling. ES. I've got the ES at the end. Something looks weird about it. Oh, and I can fix it later on if I need to. So I'm just going to do PK for Pac. Needs another R. Thank you. That's what, when I was looking at it, I'm like, I think I'm missing an R. Thanks, Barb. I love you guys. Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Awesome, all of you who answered that for me. So it's 2 R's, and it looks funny even. It looks funny now, too, but it really looked funny with just one R. So thank you for keeping me from spelling that incorrectly. And you know what? I bet it's spelled properly on the back of the photo, but I didn't even think about really paying attention to that. It's only when I start spelling like this that I can't spell, right? Although that is not true. I have made spelling mistakes before. Okay. I think we've almost got this done. This is going to be a simple one too, I think, just because. Okay, I'm laughing. Nancy just said too long for Wordle. Exactly. It's about 4 letters too long for Wordle. I also play Quirtle and Octurtle, and I actually, which are the 4 and 8 ones you have to guess. And I actually think the easiest one out of all of them is Octurtle, because you have so many more things you can guess. Okay, I'm going to laugh about that one for a while. So now I'm toying with running a few enamel dots, like kind of bouncing them around here. Just to get a little bit of a different texture in here. You're not going to probably see, you'll see the ones on this side pretty well. And I probably need to go not do that small, that tiny one there. And I'm just going to put them in different spots, I think. Okay. I'm going to laugh about that comment for a while, Nancy. That was awesome. Maybe they need to come in along. Yeah. And I think the little ones are too little. I'm losing them. Okay, this one's hard because, there we go. Just felt like it was too much the same. All right. I'm not sure. What do you guys think of the enamel dots? I'm like, eh. I don't know that it adds anything, honestly. I think I'm actually going to take them off if I can, because I've got one stuck to the picture here. Okay, this is what our Cricut spatulas are for. There we go. Because if I tried to pull that off, it would not have come off. Yeah, the more I look at this, the less I like it, because I think it's just, I don't think it needs it. Maybe if I did them all the same, but I don't want to do that. I think it's better without them. Okay. Now I've got them all. All right. Yep, I like it better. Just plain. I'm going to leave it like that. That's a pretty darn simple layout for me. But so much of that work is being done by the bows here. So that one is done too. I think that's pretty short. That less than an hour, you guys, I think, or maybe just over an hour to do the 2 layouts. So I'll show you the 2 layouts from tonight. Okay, so 10 pack of barrettes, and then the little quality time layout, which, whoo, that's a clash together. And just fun. Both of them really kind of simple. I must be in a really simple mood tonight. Not common, but I like how feminine this is. And like I said, she wears bows all the time, so I love the way that looks. Thanks, Harmony. Yeah, I really like how these colors came out because it really pulls those things together. And then, you guys, I scrapbooked. I think I said, yep, I did 3 other layouts today. So I'll show you this with Jen Hadfield collections. I was just in, sometimes I'll do that where it's like, I haven't used anything from that designer for a while, and then I'll just pull stuff together. So there's those 2 layouts. Thanks, you guys. That's so sweet of you. Thanks, Moira. So here's another one. This is My Bright Life. That's the background paper here. And she looked so happy and that big smile, and she's wearing one of her bows, which is really fun. So just a lot of Jen Hadfield stuff. Jen Hadfield stickers and chipboard and cut aparts, die cuts. I've got all of that in there. And then just added a couple, little, these are Ellie Studio enamels. So there's that one. And then there's this one. And this is a picture of a before and after of my daughter-in-law has been working from home remote for the last 2 years. But about a year ago, she got a brand new job where she will be remote all the time because her company is not there. So this is also Jen Hadfield paper and embellishments as well here too. And it has a very, it's like dark grays and white and gold. So lots of gold accents. So I thought that would be cool to use the black and white striped paper. And then a little bit of green because she does have a couple of plastic plants there. So, that is a fun font. You can get that at Michael's, I think. So that's kind of fun. And then I MacGyvered E's out of C's here because I didn't have any. That's kind of a fun thing too. And then Ellie Studio. Yes, the E's are altered C's and then I just used a comma for the middle of it because the dot that I would normally put in there was so little. So that's why I used that. And I can't remember the name of that font. But I'm pretty sure you can get it at Michael's. Hold on a second. I will tell you. I think Eclair. Like is in the dessert, it's Eclair. So there's that one. And I just think it's clean, it's simple. And then these, I like the 5 stars because they did a 5-star job. My daughter-in-law is not an interior designer, but she has a beautiful eye for decorating. If she didn't have 4 kids, I bet their house would be just, it's not that it's beautiful. It would be like spectacular. It would look like this all the time, but with 4 kids, it doesn't. So, oh, bummer. Sorry, Harmony. But you might want to Google Eclair and maybe you'll be able to find it. Okay, then this is the last one, which was actually the first one I did today. And again, Jen Hadfield. And so interesting because I used like 3 papers that I would never have thought went together, but because I pulled out the colors from the background, the brown and the green, and then there's a lot of blueies. She's got blue, kind of a tealy green, and then blue that they're wearing. I think it really worked. And then I just added a little bit of Ellie Studio. The rest of this is all die cuts or cut aparts from Jen Hadfield. So that's lots of Jen Hadfield today. like I said, sometimes I just do that. And I really like to do that. Oops, I just discovered I did not glue this down here. So I'm going to do that so I don't forget. When I'm at a crop, one of the big things people always ask me as I share layouts is, how do you get somebody done? Well, what I'll do is I'll grab an envelope of a designer of paper and grab whatever embellishments I have, and I will just scrap until I get tired of it, of that particular paper. So that's how I will do that a lot of times. So there we go, guys. All right. Trying to think what I have going on next Friday night. I think I could be live next Friday night, actually. So, aw, Sue, that's cute. That's so cute. Thank you. So anyway, I think I can be live next Friday night. So I will definitely try to be on here sometime between 6:30 and 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And otherwise, have a great weekend. For you guys in the U.S., have a great Memorial Day weekend. Whatever, hopefully you get to do a picnic or something fun this weekend. And Moira, you just have cocktails, okay? Just for the heck of it. You can celebrate with us too. Just because I know you like one every so often. So anyway, you guys, take care. Harmony, I'm going to comment on one of your recent comments. So if you have, hopefully you have your notifications turned on, and then you can PM me to my email. So, all right, you guys, take care. It was great talking to you tonight. Bye, everybody.